Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the series where I talk about all the games I played in the previous month. The month for this video is January of 2023, the very first month of a brand new year. So as always, let's just get right into it. I played through all of Miles Morales Spider-Man, and it's the same cool, fun gameplay wise as the original, with really cool additions like the Venom powers. I found those really fun to use. The Venom Punch was one of the most satisfying moves ever, especially against big enemies. That is really still top tier. But the story did nothing for me, really, for the most part. And the game has a really annoying problem with repeated dialogue, forcing phone calls to recap things that happened 20 seconds ago, and no, I'm not exaggerating. Doing these often side challenges that you can attempt multiple times to get the top score, but the entire time Peter Parker is just coming yapping constantly at you. He never shuts up, it repeats every time, there's no way to turn it off, it's awful. And forced tutorials where they tell you how to do stuff that you like. They will tell you how to do the first move that you learn literally in the end game. It really killed every single bit of hype I had for Spider-Man 2, and if it's more of this, I'm really nervous about it, which sucks because Spider-Man 2018 was one of my favourite games on the PS4 and easily my top game of that year. I hope they can fix some of this stuff because I really do not like it. I played through all of Karushi slash Intelligent Cube, and I've been playing this game on and off for as long as I can remember. I even played the demo on the PS1. I finally sat down and played the whole thing. It's a fantastic, addicting, fun little puzzle game. There's really not much more to say about this. If you haven't ever played it, it's free on PlayStation Plus. I'm not exactly sure which tier, but it's a classic. It's one of my favourite PS1 games, I would say, and definitely a must play for any puzzle fan. Another small thing I played was Gabuchi. My brother recommended it to me. It's a game where you have to satisfy a little white square by feeding it little things you find around the level. You can switch between white and red. White ones will consume white blocks, red will consume red blocks. So you have to try to make your way through the level without falling to your death or getting to a point where you can't progress. Fun little addictive puzzle game as well. One of the worst pieces of music I've ever heard in a game. I literally could not play this game for more than a minute without getting a headache. I had to mute it, which is a very rare thing for me. I've also been playing a little bit of Celeste. Definitely one of the most celebrated of the really difficult games, and I can see why. I'm only playing through the main story. I've done like 2 of the B-side missions. I'm having a ton of fun. I definitely see why it's such a celebrated game. It's cute, it's touching, it's really, really addictive and fun, and it has a lot to say. I know I'm late to the party, but I am having a ton of fun with it. Also, I finally went back to Vera Blonde, Ghost in the Castle. It's kind of a visual novel mystery game with some mini games like figure out what people are thinking by doing a hangman style game. The most unbelievably ridiculously awful spot the difference I've ever seen. Like sometimes there's literally a tiny black dot just scattered at random. They're not fun. Stuff like that. I thought it was a charming game. Unfortunately, there's only 2 in the franchise, which is a real shame because I was really hoping there would be more of this franchise. Of course, I'm still playing through Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. I'm having a ton of fun when I'm playing through it on the channel, which is probably why I haven't finished it yet. But I'm making my way through. It is just as great as I remember. Every second of it is a great time. I always love more Final Fantasy, and it's one of my childhood favourites. And everything they updated for the remake, I think is fantastic too. After quite a long break, I finally went back to finish Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, and overall, a fantastic, addicting, great beat 'em up. I'm trying to do a lot of these challenges in it, but unfortunately, the biggest outdated flaw and drawback to this game for me, there's no retry option. So, for example, if you're doing one of the challenges that require not getting hit, and you get hit like 20 seconds into the level, press start, click quit, wait for a loading screen, click back into a level, wait for another loading screen, wait for an animation to play out, and then you can finally, it can take like 30 seconds. Sometimes it's worse because like the animation between something happening and a boss fight is something up to 40 seconds, and there's no way to skip it. It is a huge dark spot on an otherwise fantastic game. It's just, I just think it's inexcusable in 2022 to not have a retry option. I can't believe that's still a thing. Arise: A Simple Story is a game the only game from a company called Piccolo Studios. And the only reason I played it is based on my excitement for an upcoming game they have called After Us. It's one of my most anticipated games of the year. That's why I played it, and it did not disappoint, and it definitely made me more excited for the next game. It is a beautiful game from start to finish. I couldn't believe how great it was, especially because I just picked it up with no information. I'm going to be doing a let's play of it here. I already have it finished. I'm just waiting until I finish Crisis Core, but I highly recommend trying it out for yourself because I really think this game deserves the support. One of my favorite gaming experiences on the PS4, probably. Definitely one of my favorites, if not my absolute favorite of last year. Out of all the games I'm talking about here, 100% the one I recommend picking up the most. And of course, earlier this month, Persona 3 and 4 came out on the PS4. I haven't played 4 yet, but I have been picking my way through Persona 3, and I definitely see why this game propelled the series further than what it was at the start. I definitely see why this was the beginning of it getting such a big appeal. It's definitely kind of more low key and simpler than Persona 5. There'll be less going on in between two conversations. The social links don't take as long. It's definitely, you can really tell it's an earlier try. But it is 100% a recommended game if you like JRPGs or if you liked any of the later Personas. I definitely cannot wait to go back to Persona 4 again someday, but I'm definitely not going to be playing more than one at a time. That is a bit much. And now on to the channel stuff. I finished Super Mario Bros. 1, the very original. I went back to it for the first time after like probably over 10 years. It's only my second time ever finishing it. I might have even mentioned this in the last month, I'm not sure, but it holds up fantastically. It's still an amazing game. For a game that's nearly 40 years old, that says a lot. It has everything you need from a Mario game right from the beginning. And of course, on the channel as well, I just started playing through Tarzan on the PS1. A side scrolling, fun, but definitely a bit dated game, but I think I will have fun with it. I'm only 2 levels in so far, but we'll see how it goes. It's been a long time since I finished it, and I think I only finished with cheats back in the day, so we'll see if it was a bad idea. And that's it for this month. There's actually quite a bit here, more than usual, so. And that's leaving out stuff that I only played a tiny bit that I played a tiny bit of so far, like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, for example. But so far, this month has been good, and I'm expecting next month to be way better. Of course, some of these games will carry over, like Persona, but that's it for this month. As always, let me know what you've been playing, let me know what you've gone back to, or what new stuff you've played, and I'll see you for next month. See you then.